Welcome, brave souls, to Paranormal Stew, where the mysterious and the eerie come to life. Tonight, we dive into the shadows to uncover the secrets that lurk beyond the veil. Turn off the lights, keep your eyes peeled, and join us on a journey into the unknown. From the whispers in abandoned halls to the figures seen in the corner of your eye, we leave no stone unturned. What are these echoes from the past trying to tell us? Are we truly alone in the dark? We'll investigate the legends that have haunted humanity for generations, seeking the truth behind the terror. Prepare yourselves, for the line between our world and the next is thinner than you think. Sit back if you dare, as we begin our first investigation. This is Paranormal Stew.
In 1994, Japanese scientist Dr. Masaru Emoto proved something extraordinary. Your words physically change the world around you. Dr. Emoto had students speak negative words like, "I hate you," and "you're a failure," to one set of water bottles. Another set was treated with kind, loving words like, "I love you," and "thank you." After freezing the water and viewing it under a microscope, the results were astonishing. The water exposed to negativity formed chaotic, distorted patterns. Meanwhile, the water blessed with positivity crystallized into breathtaking, harmonious shapes. Here's the mind-blowing part. Over 70% of your body is water. That means every word you speak creates a ripple effect in your cells, shaping your energy, health, and even your reality. Speak love, speak gratitude, speak power into your life. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it.
Oh shit! Oh my god, c'est quoi ça?
Hello? Hey guys, so someone commented in one of my videos, like the bronzer.
Nossa senhora, cuidado, Jamie. Galera, ele mexeu na porta. Eita, quando você viu aquilo? Nossa! Eita, quando você viu aquilo?
Okay, wait a minute, and you're not, you can't, okay, where is it? Because I can't see it. It's about, oh, there it is. Oh my gosh, the aliens have attacked. What is that? What is this ring? It's just floating in the sky. This is some crazy stuff. What is going on? Girl, and it's just sitting there.
That's right. Isn't it weird?
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
1933.
I happen to be of Ukrainian descent, and 7 million of my people were murdered, and a disproportionate number of the perpetrators of these crimes in the Ukrainian famine happened to be Jews.
The intentional famine was used to destroy any Ukrainian resistance to Jewish Bolshevik control. 7 million Christians had been starved to death in 1 year. The Bolsheviks also crushed and eliminated anything to do with Christianity. Priests were arrested and even liquidated. Christian practices and holidays were banned and made illegal. The children in the schools were indoctrinated to hate Christianity, and the vast majority of churches in Ukraine were completely demolished, including the famous St. Michael's Golden Dome, a monastery in the capital of Ukraine, which luckily would be rebuilt 60 years later. These Jewish supremacists, whether you call them Bolsheviks or Zionists, they're just doing now what they did before. They're always trying to eliminate other religions and dominate over other people. And even now, they don't even seem like they're done with Ukraine. And they still have plans for that too. And hopefully someday we can stop this. But only if we all work together.
We have all been programmed to believe that there is no land at the North Pole. Just a bunch of ice sheets, nothing to see here. What if I told you that this is far from the truth? Not only is the North Pole home to the most exceedingly high mountain in the world, Mount Zion, the mountain of God, which is spoken about all throughout the Bible, it is also home to paradise, the Garden of Eden, which is still here to this day. Now prepare for a big awakening. This is one of the first ever maps created of the North Pole in the 1500s. Now I want you to focus on the middle here. You have a mountain with a river coming out of it, and then you have 4 rivers coming out of that river in the middle. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. So you have the river flowing out of Eden, which is directly under Mount Zion, and then you have the 4 rivers parting from that one big river. A lot of people think that God took the Garden of Eden to heaven, but why would he be guarding it with cherubims and a flaming sword if it was in heaven? Now back to the map, that mountain in the middle, it is called the Rupus Nigra. It's straight from Wikipedia. Rupus Nigra means black rock. The Rupus Nigra is a black rock magnetic mountain located at the North Pole. Funny how the biggest investment company in the world is BlackRock. They know the truth. Not to mention, Rupus Nigra is 33 French miles wide. Remember who loves the number 33? The Freemasons. So soon after this map came out, the map started looking like this. Unknown region, what is that? Here's your NASA satellite footage, just a couple of big black holes in the center. Oh, nothing to see here. So here I am in Psalm 48. Look what it says here. The city of our God and the mountain of his holiness, beautiful for situation. The joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion, because it's in the center of the earth, on the sides of the north. So this mountain is the joy of the whole earth, and it is in the north. Look what it says here. Beautiful for situation. Beautiful for situation. The biblical usage is the elevation, the height. This is an exceedingly high mountain. It's not the Mount Zion, which is in Jerusalem, which is only 2,500 feet high. That's a foothill. That mountain was named after the real Mount Zion. And the devil taking him up into an high mountain, he showed Jesus all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. Where did he take him? Took him to the exceedingly high mountain in the middle of our earth in the North Pole. Now here's even more proof. This is a live view of the wind finder at the North Pole. What is that big old thing there blocking the wind? Guys, Mount Everest cannot even divert the wind. But there's something here at the North Pole that is diverting the wind. If y'all want a part 2 of this series, let me know in the comments. And if you guys are looking to be part of a community of people...
The Crystal Palace, built in 1851 for the London's World Fair. And they tell us that all of this was built as nothing more than a temporary structure. And despite glass not being industrialized until the late 19th century to 20th century really, this was the greatest area of glass ever seen in an enclosed building, and was nearly 3 times the size of the St. Paul's Cathedral. And put it into perspective, that's the St. Paul's Cathedral. So this 990,000 square foot structure, complete with full-grown trees, and housed over 19,000 exhibits alone in this structure. They decided, unlike so many of the other amazing structures built originally to be temporary at the World's Fairs, This one was not going to be temporary, but it didn't stay at its original location for long. It was torn down and reconstructed elsewhere. And of course there, like so many of our other monumentous achievements from the past, it caught fire and was tragically lost in the 1930s. But who builds such an elaborate structure without the machining of glass or anything like that in the modern times like we have, complete with elaborate forest, only to deconstruct it and move it on somewhere else down the line? These World's Fairs, just like the one in London, nothing more than the celebration of the conquerors. Or as the quote by Napoleon goes, history is a set of lies agreed upon. These statues, the grounds, the glass required for this crystal palace. Does anything in this picture look temporary? Does anything look like it's able to be easily deconstructed with no power tools, no heavy machinery, and then reassembled? You can see very much so why this became that. Truth is often stranger than fiction, especially the fiction that we've been told as history. Research the mud flood and fall of Tartaria. Dig up our true past, friends, and question everything. Until next time.
Ancient superhighways, 12,000 years old, massive underground tunnels from Scotland to Turkey. Derinkuyu, Turkey, in Cappadocia, has over 200 underground cities. They're ancient dwellings, at least 2 levels deep. 40 of them are at least 3 levels deep. They have assembly halls, bedrooms, sitting areas, ample proper ventilation, and they were ancient. And these dwellings were known by the crypto-Christians and were used as catacombs for them to save their lives during the persecutions of the Roman Empire. So these dwellings of ancient origins were used by the early Christians, and some of them even have ancient Christian churches in them from that time. The Mediterranean is filled with underground tunnels, ancient structures, and the people that know about these were people from that time, all through the Middle Ages, Byzantine era, and even today. The people that know of these are definitely the engineers and the architects. For example, Second World War, some Greek architectural students knew of the tunnels underneath the Acropolis, went up to the Acropolis, removed the German flag during the night secretly, and put up the Greek flag. The next morning, the Germans woke up and found a Greek flag up there. They found the heroes that did this. They were 2 architectural engineering students from the university there. So there are people that know of these underground tunnels connecting the ancient world, and of course the ancient world included the British Isles. So these massive European networks of Stone Age tunnels weaves from Scotland to Turkey. They survived after 12,000 years, and they show that the original network must have been enormous, which means also that if it goes back 12,000 years, it predates the flood of Noah, as dated in the Old Testament. Who exactly carved all these tunnels? How is it that some of them are connecting? They're interconnecting in areas, other areas they're cut off from each other as if having some type of a border control. In Bavaria, in Germany alone, we found 700 meters of these underground tunnel networks. In Styria, in Austria, we found 350 meters. One archaeologist states, Stone Age man created this massive network of underground tunnels crisscrossing from Europe, Scotland to Turkey, like ancient superhighways. This was a theory of German archaeologist Dr. Henrik Kusch. He said evidence of the tunnels has been found under hundreds of Neolithic settlements all over the continent. So these tunnels were under the Neolithic settlements, which causes them to predate it to 12,000 years ago. It's an enormous find and very important.
In 2002, you were called into a very remote section of Afghanistan because a patrol had basically gone missing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Well, just around nothing.
For miles.
Right.
Like very remote.
Yeah, very remote. So we flew in. To about 4 kilometers. We're hiking to the same area where they were supposed to make one of their checkpoints, one of their relics. And before we left, there was all kinds of what happened with the ambush. But that was even odd because at point of ambush, you need to call for maybe close air support, something. Okay. There was no calls made. You just off the grid. So we're coming down a mountainside, and it was a nice path, built path. As we bent around this corner, you could see this opening of the cave. There's a cave as we're coming around, and then I see there's a lot of rocks, which is another oddity, and then bone matter. I'm not close enough to identify what kind of bones, but I did see something I knew was a piece of our communications equipment. So instantly, we're thinking ambush, maybe animal, could be anything. And there was enough room in front of this cave, but it had a sheer drop-off. But there was enough room that we actually got into a decent dispersal in case of ambush.
You see something coming out of the cave, and it's moving with a speed and agility that catches you off guard.
Everybody. And he comes out. It was a man at least 12 to 15 feet high. This is a monster. Red beard, then his hair was long past the shoulder, a scarlet red, and Dan runs at him, starts shooting pro columns into the reality. As it was
now your training is kicking.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Muscle memory, complete muscle memory. While Dan is moving at him, another bro of mine's laying down fire, and I start firing. He skewers Dave. He's now got him on this pike. It went 2. And he's still got him, and he's coming after more. We all just clicked in. I don't know what it was, but I remember we're all like, shoot him in the face, shoot him in the face. And our weapons components were in 4s. We had 308s, and we had Sarah's distance. This is sounding longer than it took. We're talking 30 seconds. Dead. Okay. And why is a good man, probably one of the best men I know, now dead. Before I'd left, they were already starting what they call a 9-line, which is a medevac request. They're sending out a medevac request, then all of a sudden it's not a medevac request. All of a sudden we had a helicopter show up because, like I told you, it was a large precipice and a sheer drop. So the helicopter just came up from the drop. They had dropped netting, which is like cargo netting. It's like squares. We were told we had to bundle him up. Can we get another bigger helicopter? But it's almost like a Jolly Green Giant used to look back in the day that could get, through this area. Because the mountains, you gotta remember, Chinooks could only go in certain places because they had enough lift. And so we got him on there. The thing was too big. We couldn't move it. It smelled worse than a skunk. A corpse that's been around for a while.
Really foul.
Oh, it was like a combination because of the, how do you put that, the persistence of a skunk smell. But once the helicopter came in, dropped its little hook, and off he goes. The communication was sent out. We had a very large possible human creature.
There you are in the hills of Afghanistan. How many troop members are you with?
We had 6 on my crew. When we say hills of Afghanistan, for us, we did not fly into the wilderness. We actually flew into a base. I guess this thing was transloaded out of the mountains by a CH-47. What I could see that it did have its 6 fingers. I remember taking my foot up and placing it up next to its foot, and it was extremely large. We estimated at about 12 feet, give or take. What I can tell you is the weight of the thing. Basically, it was approximately 1,500 pounds what was getting on the aircraft. Now, if you take away the pallet weight and all the rigging that we had to hold this thing down, we figured as around 1,100 pounds.
Of course we're upset. That's a given, okay? We lost a very good guy. But add to that, you're discussing something that even in our after action report, they're saying rewrite it. And we had to rewrite it the way they wanted.
How many fingers?
Six toes.
6 toes.
And the nails were weird because if you see somebody that ever has, I don't know what it's called, but
Like a fungus on
their nails, how they get pointy and they're like gnarly, that's what they look like.
Now family, before
What is that? Who are you? I'm not gonna hurt you.
On the same day during this ceremony, the Masons would pair off with the little boys and me, go to different rooms behind the main altar in the back building and be raped and abused. My uncle, who was also there, he was the one who took me into a room and raped me. That was pretty normal, yeah.
Well, early on in my research, when people were coming forward with accounts, some accounts appeared about deviant Freemasons. That is to say, some of the people making allegations were indicating that their fathers had been Freemasons, and that somehow their alleged abuse they thought was connected with the lodge or Freemasons. Occasionally, abuse accounts, if they were true, and I can't say that they were definitively, but if they were true, seem to have occurred inside Masonic lodges.
I would remember first the incest stuff, the stuff at home, and then it would gradually go from that to the ritual stuff. I went to a couple of Masonic parties at a lodge that was located right near the research building. There was a Masonic lodge right around the corner from it, and they sent me to a couple of parties there. And these people they go crazy at these parties. And these men, they just get drunk and they just pass you around, and it's horrible what they do.
Was it sexual abuse that was going on, or other kinds of abuse at these parties?
Yes. They'd make you perform sexually. They'd make you watch other people perform. I mean, they would have everything you can imagine, even bringing in the animals. And you had to watch, which is just as bad as having it done to yourself. Sometimes watching is just as worse. I mean, just as bad.
Watching it being done to other
people.
Children? Or?
Yeah, especially if it's people younger than yourself. You're a child, and you have to stand there and watch a little kid who's half your age
What the hell? Where'd it go? What is that?
All right, boys. This is camping 2010. Man.
Is that a full moon?
Guys, what is that?
I think it is.
Hey, Tom? Guys?
What? Oh my God.
What is that? There-
Oh my
That's it. That's it. Oh my gosh.
What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, crap. It's coming.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Get in, guys. Get in.
Where's Tom at?
Where's Tom?
Tom! All right, dude. We got in the
He
boat.
came from over there.
We'll come get you, dude.
Jump. Come on, get down here with us.
Oh my gosh!
Come on, Tom.
Come on, swim, man.
Swim, Tom. Swim. There it is.
Dude, you see it? Do you see it?
No. Hold on. Dude, if we get this on camera. There it is. That's it.
Dude, why does it keep chasing us?
I don't know. Oh my goodness. That is,
Dude,
oh my
I think it's about
gosh.
to jump in the water. Are you serious?
Oh my God.
Dude. What's that? Oh my gosh! Oh! Help! Oh my gosh!
Oh, bullshit. Like qua logo. Gram food. Hola. Hola. Y el cantado cómo se mueve, loco. Hija de puta. Salí, yo no te tengo miedo. Y si vos no me tenés miedo, salí. Gram. Salí o voy a entrar. ¿Querés que entre? Hablame, será. Dale. Mira el candado, viejo. Acá está mi mano. Voy a entrar.
Sí, ya veo frijoles. ¿Qué pedo? Uy.
Maje, ¿qué es esa onda? ¿Estás viendo eso? ¡Ay, puta! No jodas.